Just not everybody 30, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسول الكريم أما بعد. Yesterday we covered the people we can give zakat to and some of the conditions of giving zakat. One of them is the nisab, which you mentioned we can take the silver or the gold, and it has to last for a whole year. Which means if your zakat date, the first day you became independent, you are no longer poor. Let's say it's the 6th of Rajab. Then the next year, the 6th of Rajab, you have to have nisab on that day as well. Meaning, from the 6th of Rajab, you had wealth, you had some savings, you paid your zakat. Now the next year, 6th of Rajab, you also have to have wealth. That means now you have to pay zakat on that year. If on that 6th of Rajab, you dipped underneath, you got a loss for some reason, you have to make a big payment, then there's no zakat for you. So it doesn't matter what happened within the year. If you went over, under in the year, that's okay. Only if you went bankrupt and you had zero, or you had such a debt which takes away all your wealth, then now you have to restart. Now your zakat date has gone, everything will start again. Now the day you get some wealth again, you'll start the zakat date from there again. That's the first thing with regards to the year of zakat. Secondly, I mentioned that we can give zakat to whoever. The scholars actually recommend that we give a third to our close family members. So we know there's a poor family member, close one, we keep a third for them. A third goes to our locality. So in our case, we maybe give it to Cuba, Jamaica, etc. And a third goes worldwide to wherever the need is. Obviously, if there's an urgent need somewhere, then we send it all there. Now, inshallah, we'll break down how we calculate zakat. So we know it's generally, we have 5 main categories of zakat. We'll go with the very rare ones first. One is rikaz, where you find some treasure, some oil or something in your back garden. So on that, the state takes some, and then you have to pay zakat on the rest. We don't have to worry about that. The day you find something, you let me know, inshallah, and we'll work it out. Secondly is agriculture. Agriculture, I don't know how many are farmers over here, but with regards to land that you have, and there's crops that grow on it, those crops you sell, or even those crops you keep and you give out, then on that you have to give either 10 or 5%. 10% if it's just the rain itself that kind of is sufficient for the crops and they grow by themselves. 5% if you have to do your own work. Anyway, that's again, I don't know how many of us are farmers or how many of us know somebody who's a farmer, but just if somebody has it. And remember, if you have 1 or 2 trees in your back garden, a few plants, it's not like you've got 5 tomatoes, one you have to give away in zakat. This is when you get large amounts. Then the next is livestock. Again, livestock, I don't know how many people are farmers. Livestock has its own rules as well. And if a person has 1 or 2 goats, again, or 5, 6 goats, it's not like you have to give one away. There's a minimum amount of goats, which is 40, a minimum amount of camels, which is 20, cows also 20. Then after that, you give one every. For the first 20, you give one. For the next 5, you give one, like that. So if a person has 25, you give 2. Anyway, that's got its own rules. But just to let you know that there are rules for each of these. Now we come to the 2 main ones. One is gold, silver, and currencies. And in that will come our investments and stuff. And the second one is business. Gold, silver, / currencies. Why I've said / currencies? Because gold, silver was the currency previously. That was what people used as a currency. Now people buy gold and silver with their currencies. So this is something which you'll always have zakat on it. Apart from your needs, you'll always have to pay zakat on it. So obviously you're not paying zakat on your necessities, house, car, etc. But now these things will always have, you'll have to pay zakat on it. With regards to gold and silver, there's a difference of opinion. The majority of the scholars say, if it's gold and silver that's in use, meaning the person uses it, wears it, uses it for decoration, it could be anything, then they don't have to give zakat on that. That's what the majority of the scholars say. However, Imam Abu Hanifa and the Hanafi school, and actually some scholars from the other schools, actually say that no, even gold and silver, whether you use it or not, whether it's a decoration or not, whatever, even all the way down to 9 karat gold, so meaning a very kind of weak form of gold, there you have to pay zakat on it, it doesn't matter what. So you have to pay zakat on gold and silver, whether you're using it. If a woman had it from her wedding day and she's never even seen it, it's stuck in one safe or one place somewhere, she's never worn it, she's going to give it to her daughter when she gets married. But even then, each year you have to give zakat on this. This is the view of Imam Hanifa, and we have the hadith which I mentioned yesterday where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw the young girl and she was wearing gold, and he asked, have you given zakat on it? And she said no. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it's as if you are wearing bangles or jewelry made out of fire. So it's a very strong, authentic hadith. So that's why actually for us to be on the safe side, even if a person is not a follower of the Hanafi madhab, we should actually stay safe. To explain to our women folk especially, they're the ones that keep gold. We don't have gold. Men don't keep gold, but our silver, of course, that no, we have to give zakat on it. So that's in terms of gold. Now, in terms of money, I mentioned whatever money savings you have left at the end of the year, your nisab year, your zakat year, you have to pay 2.5% on it. What's the small caveats, disclaimers that we have here?
They can't hear anything.
Let me stop talking. The debt, one brother was asking about debt. So obviously we have money, you have some wealth, but now you either owe somebody or somebody owes you. At the end of the year, you've come to the end of the year, you're sitting down to calculate. You owe some people owe you. Now if some people owe you, no, let's go with the easier one. If you owe somebody money, then that's counted as their wealth, so you don't have to pay zakat on that. So you have some money, that's actually somebody else's, maybe they give you a loan, you even spent it, obviously it's technically your wealth, you put it in an investment, so you don't have to pay zakat on that. Whatever that person, that figure that he gave you, he's going to have to pay zakat on it. So that's easy. But now what about if you give somebody, the only issue I might have, let me just bring that back again. If now somebody gave you a loan, a mortgage, whether Islamically or not, a mortgage, and now obviously this could be 400, 500,000, it could be 500,000. Now if you're going to say, I'm going to deduct all that somebody gave me that, what I owe that person, let's say 500,000, then you're going to have no wealth left, and you're never going to give zakat. So what we can say is, anyone who has a mortgage never has to give zakat. No. So scholars say that only the immediate, the amount that you have to give for the year. And even in that, the interest part you have to wipe out, because obviously interest is haram in itself. So there's no zakat that's going to come out of the interest, no matter how much zakat or sadaqah you pay from the interest, it's not going to purify it. So only the principal amount for that year is what you can deduct from your amount. So let's just say, we give an example. A person has 20,000 savings at the end of the year. He's got a big mortgage of 500,000. Out of that, for this year, he has to pay 7,000. And out of that, 2,000 is the interest, 5,000 is principal. The 5,000 is what you're going to deduct. So you had 20,000, you take out 5,000, 15,000 upon that, you're going to give 2.5%. That's just a scenario. But now let's say you've given somebody money. You've given them a loan, you've lent them something. Now, do you pay the zakat on that? It's not a yes, it's not a no. There's three different categories for this. The first one is such a loan where you know you're going to get the money back. The person said, I'm going to give it to you in a few months, or he's paying back monthly, but you know you're going to get it, you see the person regularly. That one, that full amount, then you have to pay zakat on that. The second category is a person who took a loan off you, he's gone. He's avoiding you, you're not seeing him much. He's saying, yeah, I'll pay you sometime. Now it's gone past deadlines and few deadlines, and you don't know whether you're going to get the money or not. So on that, this is called dayn mutawassit. It's a medium debt, meaning you don't know whether you'll get it back or not. You're hopeful. So scholars say on this one, you can pay zakat if you want, or you can hold the zakat until whenever he pays you. Meaning you don't know whether he's going to pay you, and you don't even know if you have hope. So you don't pay zakat, don't pay zakat. Whenever he pays you, then you just calculate back and pay all the zakat then. So if he never pays you, you never have to pay zakat for it, because you just don't know whether the wealth was going to come back to you. The third category is a person who now you gave money and he's disappeared, and there's no proof and there's no legal evidence, and you can't see him. He's changed his number and it's a large amount. This is called now da'if. This is a very weak loan. You have no hope of getting it back. The scholars say on this one, forget about it. You don't have to pay zakat. You don't have to do anything to it. If 20 years down the line, him or his heirs, inheritors, they come to you and they say, oh, my father owed you this much, we give you it. You take it and you don't even have to calculate back the years. Because this kind of debt is what we say, you've completely lost hope. It's not even, you don't even class it now as part of your wealth. And some of us will have these kind of debts or amounts that we've given to someone, and we have no hope we're going to get it back. So this is the third amount. So that's why I said, not all loans that we've given out to people do we have to pay zakat on, and not all loans do we have to discard and minus from our amount That is zakat. Does that make sense? So we have the three categories. The first one is when we're not going to get it back. That one you pay zakat on. Second one, we don't know whether we're going to get it back or not. There's a chance there is. There's a chance there isn't. You hold the zakat. If the person pays you back, then you recalculate the zakat all the way back the years. The last one is the one where you have lost hope. You have no evidence, no proof. The person's avoiding you. That one you forget about it. If they ever pay you back, you don't even have to pay back the years before. You just start from afresh. You either pay 2.5% straight away, or you can even wait a year on that and pay 2.5% then. So that's in terms of debts. Exactly clear?
Means the one I will get back.
Yes.
That one I
That's the one you pay. The one and the person said, "I'm going to pay you back at this time," and you have understanding. Even if they're delaying a bit, but they say no, and you both know you're going to work it out. So inshallah, that's in terms of debts. We might have to continue tomorrow, inshallah, and just finish off tomorrow. Stocks and a few other things you have to go through. We'll just finish off tomorrow, inshallah. We'll do a small amount tomorrow, and we can take question and answers tomorrow. So we answered the gold one. That was somebody asked that one, and we answered with regards to debts. We'll continue tomorrow, and we'll take any questions and answers. We ask Allah to give us a ability to act on.